The Podcast's Empire, podcast mastery for women in business.
I am going to blow your mind with a site called Headliner. If you are a podcaster and you're wanting to create branded audiograms so you can share them on your social media platforms and upload them as shorts onto your video podcast YouTube channel, this quick tutorial is for you today. So go ahead, click the link in the show notes and join up to Headliner today. What we're going to do is create an audiogram in just a few clicks. We're going to go to manual audiograms and we're going to create an audiogram up to 10 minutes. But for this tutorial today, we're going to create one under 60 seconds so we can share it as a short. And I'm going to create one for one of our clients, which is the Salon Owners Holistic Blueprint podcast. And one of her episodes is called Salon Price Solutions. So I'm going to open that up. It's just going to take a moment to process and upload that whole entire episode. And then we're going to see this. This is the audio. So it's an audio only that we're doing today. And I'm going to slide this and find the most juiciest hook, the most compelling insights into what this podcast episode is all about. Now, the reason why we do these audiograms and sound bites is so it works like a teaser as a hook for our audience. So when we're sharing these on social media, the audience will click on it, they'll hear something impactful, and they'll want to click on to watch or listen to the whole full episode. That is the whole reasoning behind audiograms, sound bites, whatever you like to call them. So we want to be able to choose the duration of the clip to be able to share on shorts. Now, if you hover over duration, it's going to tell you here how long for Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and other options, how long your clip has to be, so it will be more viewable for your audience. So today we're going to go for YouTube Shorts, which is 1 minute. I like to do them for 59 seconds. So let's go. We're going to choose the most juiciest part here. I'm going to bring the duration down to just under 1 minute, so 59 seconds. And what we're going to do is this will show you at what time frame the clip will start and what time frame the clip will end. We're going to listen to that clip. Let me just bring that down here. Now, I've just randomly selected something. This is just my process, how I do it, and then I can change it if I want to juicy a bit of the episode. So let's listen. Oh, I have just lucked out and chosen a real conversational piece in this three-way interview, and I think it's going to be really impactful. Sometimes you want to be able to select a piece that starts on a certain word, like, oh my God, what? Or I disagree with what you say there, because it entices, it draws the audience in to be able to go, oh my God, what are they talking about? I'm going to click on that and view or listen to the rest of that episode, right? So that I just lucked out. That is a great piece. Then we're going to go to next. And it doesn't matter sometimes if you cut it off at the end, because it leaves the audience kind of hanging. It's like, oh my God, what were they going to say next? Now you can choose different aspect ratios. So if it's for LinkedIn, if it's for Facebook, wherever, I'm going to choose a story or reel size. I'm going to confirm that. And then you can go ahead and actually choose kind of like templates that are pre-made in Headliner for you. It's got lots of styles. I like to create my own with the podcast cover art. I've already pre-loaded this. Now, what you can actually do is move all of this around as well. So I'm going to delete that one. So we've got the podcast cover art here. We can move this around, and I like a sound wave. So it gives that real podcast audio feel. So when someone's scrolling on social media and they see the podcast cover art, they see a sound bite, it entices and draws them in to want to listen. They know it's a sound bite, an audiogram, right? Now we can actually change the color of the sound wave here. We can do it in our brand colors. So Jacqueline's brand colors are very natural and holistic as part of the Salon Owners Holistic Blueprint podcast. And if you haven't done so, I'm going to click the show notes down below so you can take a listen to that podcast as well. It's absolutely fantastic for holistic salon owners and for clients to know more about environmentally friendly services that you can receive in salons. So back to it, we've got the branded sound wave here. Now, if we wanted to, we could actually add a progress bar. So we can actually do a progress bar in here on there. So it'll go across the bottom or the top. We can adjust it. This is great for retention because people who click on it know how much they've got left to listen as well. I found retention was really great with progress bars. You can add additional media. If you click on there and you've got different graphics, maybe that you have designed in Canva, maybe you have like a really long graphic that you want to add, you can do that. You can brand it to your brand and your brand's message. You can say subscribe now or listen here or whatever it may be, right? We're going to add a text on here as well. We're going to add a really clear text. We're going to double click on there and we're going to say listen now. Okay, and we're going to add that to the video. We can change this because we want the audience to take action, right? So that's what we want them to do. We want them to listen now. You can move that around, use your graphic skills, okay? It doesn't have to be too fancy, but you want it to be kind of branded. So we've got the progress bar, we've got an action, listen now. This is the podcast cover art. We know it's a sound wave. And when we click on here, it's going to take us back where we can add logos. We can change the background to a background color. Let's go with an orange. Oh, no. Let's go with a color here. That's a really branded color for this podcast. I might actually change that sound wave now to like a white, just so it stands out. So you can have a play around, get really into that creative mode. You can even add an intro and an outro as well. This tutorial today is a very basic headliner audiogram tutorial, and then we're going to click create once we're happy with that. So we're going to click create. You can go to an open advanced editor where it's got all of the, you can edit captions, add transitions, multiple tracks, watermarks, and much, much more. For today's training purpose for beginner and basic, we're going to export video now. This won't take very long to create your audiogram project. Sometimes it takes a few minutes, depending on your computer, depending on what editing you actually done to the audiogram. Some people call them sound bites, but it's going to upload your audio. It's going to generate the waveform. It's going to upload your imagery or your graphics. Canva is great to create your graphics. It's going to set up your project, and it adds a little magic touch. Now, in Headliner, the magic touch is the sound, right? It's really going to make sure that you have a really, really clear sound on there as well. So you can actually receive an email once your audiogram is completed. So you can save them to folders. You can email them out to your VA, whatever it might be, but you will receive an email once your video is finished as well. So now we have the completed project. Let's have a look.
But it's such an important piece because I've got the same thing.
That is absolutely fantastic. Now, the great thing about Headliner is that if you have all of your socials connected in the actual site, you can share it straight to any of those social platforms. We're going to download this video and we can copy this URL to view or share. So what I would do is copy this link and I'm going to share that with Jacqueline for her podcast so she can share this on her social media. And what's great as well, so that you've always got repurposable content, you can save it here to your Google Drive or to your Dropbox. So click the show notes below, get started on Headliner, get creative, tease and hook your listening and watching audience to go and entice them to watch your full video podcast episodes.
The Podcast's Empire, podcast mastery for women in business.